Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the SMU Death Penalty Dynasty in NCAA Football 2006. This is James coming back at you with more commentary, and this is going to be a bit of a double feature. This one's going to be a little bit interesting. I think I'm going to take the first part of this video and just kind of explain why this is the way that it is, and then kind of move on from there. Uh, you can kind of tell like this video is kind of like a weird time length. There's two games in here. The first one's going to be Texas A&M, and the second one's going to be our road trip to Colorado. I started encountering a lot more freeze issues against Texas A&M, and the way this kind of worked, in the first game against Texas A&M, I got about 3/4 of the way through, and that's what you're going to see a lot of the highlights for. I got to about the end of the third quarter, and the game froze, where I got a dirty disc or whatever you want to call it. And so I had to replay it. There are no save states when you're playing on an OG system like this. So there's no save states. Yeah, because of that, you're going to see highlights here. Basically, you're going to see the scoring plays, turnovers, that type of thing from what I had initially recorded. And you're going to see a score. And then it's going to kind of get to the end of the game, and you're going to see a different score. I replayed the game, but I got to about the third quarter and discovered I had not recorded the game at all. And after basically spending the better part of 2-ish hours trying to get this game done, I was like, do I want to try this a third time and go from there? And the answer was not really. Like, the scores were pretty similar. The stats are different. You're going to see 2 interceptions from Kosi Williams that don't really exist. So he's not going to have those interceptions at the end of the year, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, you're going to see the scoring plays. You're going to see the turnovers. You can see we jump on these guys pretty early. Texas A&M, incredibly talented team, but we end up jumping on them here early, and we end up, just looking good. So yeah, I'll just kind of talk about, why I decided to do this and kind of what's upcoming. You're going to see a score here. We're up 17-0. You see A&M settle up here for a field goal. They can't connect. So even A&M's having some issues here. You see it's the second quarter. It's 17-0. It's another touchdown for Trey Caraway. He gets away from a defender there. I've noticed on the screenplay with an impact player like Trey Caraway, he's really good at breaking tackles, which makes his play a little bit more viable. We run the screen more this year than I think we end up in a lot of other seasons. So he's just really dynamic in that role. You can see Eric Clark actually gets hurt in this game, so he misses a little bit of time. Julian Clemens is able to kind of go ahead and come in and get a few reps, which is nice. But, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country as well, but he just happens to be backing up a better one. Option play for Julian Clemens is a touchdown here, and you can see we're running away from this one. This is an interesting start to the year. In that we tend to play better, and this is a touchdown for A&M right before halftime in a 31-0 game. We've looked worse against other teams. We've looked worse against Oklahoma State. A&M is a better team than just about all these teams. We hit a field goal here at halftime to go up 34-7. They're better than a lot of these teams, but we kind of ran A&M. Even both times we played this, we ran them out of the building. And this one, we ran them out early, and the second time I played this, it was later. Like, it took a little bit more time. But yeah, by the end of it, it was just like, oh yeah, this is over. So, just kind of an interesting dichotomy. You see Freddie Wilson gets loose here, breaks a tackle, he's gone, touchdown. So this is, the freezing issue is interesting because it's going to come up later in the year, in this season, specifically the Texas game. So, full disclosure, we do end up. Maybe I shouldn't share that, but I digress. I shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves here. But it will come up again in a big game. And in that particular game, I have to restart the game 4 separate times. And it was like, okay, what do I do here? So it's a little bit concerning. I think I've got it figured out. I know what's happened in the past where it's been issues, but again, when you're dealing with OG hardware in a game that's approaching 21 years old, and a system that's approaching 25 years old, and is refurbished, and all this stuff, like it's kind of gross. You can see the final score here is 56-27. It doesn't quite coalesce with how the first went, so regardless, it's a win, 56-27. It's a big-time win. I wish we would have had a fresh set of, like, actual highlights. As it is, we do move to 6-0. We will retain our number 1 ranking, and we will go on the road to play Colorado. So, first real test was at home here. I know Oklahoma State kind of gave us a bit of a taste here. But yeah, we get a big win against A&M, and now it's time to go to Folsom Field and play the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado, again, also number 12, also a very good team. A beautiful day in Boulder, Colorado. We're up in the altitude. They're 3-1. It's a bit of a colder day, but they have a bunch of talent on this team. We did handle these guys last year. Last year was an offense fest. I remember like total yardage in the first half was like over 1,000 yards, but we ended up scoring 69 on these guys. They put up 34 on us, so we've been able to score on Coach Prime and score on these defenses, but they have been able to move the football on us. You can see that Kirk likes this. You can see the numbers for Eric Clark here. 31 touchdowns, 4 interceptions here after 6 games, so he's throwing 5 touchdowns a game. He's staying right on pace with where he was last year. He's just tough. He's just tough. You can see Lee likes this as well, so that's exciting. We come down to the field. It's a beautiful day in Boulder. I hate to say this as a Nebraska fan. I do like this stadium. Like, I've been here once. It was one of the best days of my life in Folsom Field in 2005 when Nebraska played Colorado. For those that watch a lot of college football, you're probably familiar with Joel Klatt, who does play-by-play for Fox and Big Noon Saturday and all that good stuff. He was the quarterback for Colorado that day, and he was terrible. Nebraska absolutely destroyed him. Colorado was a 2-touchdown favorite, and Nebraska won that game 30-3. You can see my little icon on this game here. There's a T-shirt that says "Restore the Order." It's from that game. I believe it's our Nebraska safety Brian Wilson at the time holding that shirt, and that was a game where Colorado had been really dominating Nebraska in the division for a couple of years, and that was kind of Nebraska's kind of a statement game at the time under Coach Bill Callahan. Didn't all work out. It didn't all go the way we wanted it to, but that was fun for a day, and I was there for that game. I was in town. It was the first time I ever missed Thanksgiving dinner at home. Decided to go up the road instead and enjoy Nebraska football when it was fun for at least a minute when I was in college. But I digress. This is a fun stadium. I like playing in this venue. You can see the big blacktop there with Colorado, and you can see it looks beautiful as Trey Caraway gets a touchdown here. Looks real good with the big 2-1 getting a touchdown. Wonder what Dion thinks of that. Looking at that 2-1 scoring in the end zone there. 7-0 SMU. We get a turnover. We get on the board here. We look good early on. They're going to pitch the ball here. Colorado has 2 impact backs. Jay Bryant's the normal one, but this kid Larson's going to get a ton of the work while they split Bryant out in the backfield. It's kind of a weird glitch where normally Bryant would be the guy. But because they have 2, they like to split one out in the receiving room. Even with this, by the way, this is not how you spell buffs. It's still very weird. I digress. But yeah, they're going to end up playing both guys on the field quite a bit. But Larson, who's actually the second best halfback, is going to be the one that sees the majority of the carries. So we'll see how that works out for him. In the meantime, Hines is the quarterback. He doesn't get much there. 3rd and 17, double tight. Single back. Hines surveys, looks, fires deep down the field, and is able to connect with Woods. 3rd and 17. They needed it, and Woods in double coverage comes up with a big-time play for the Colorado Buffaloes. It gets them all the way down to our 22-yard line. This is a picture-perfect throw. It cannot get any better than that. That is an absolutely fantastic throw from Hines. He's going to go empty set here. Shotgun fire over the middle. Is not able to connect with his receiver. 2nd and 10. Under center, Hines fires deep down the field. Is not able to connect again. So after a great throw, he's got 2 overthrows. 3rd and 10 under center. Hines under pressure. That one gets over the hands of Kosi Williams. Touchdown. CU touchdown. Buffaloes, you're going to see Kosi Williams go for this ball and just miss. Just miss. He was in perfect position and just missed the ball. So touchdown Colorado. They get the response they need. We go back to work. Shotgun Clark fires deep down the field. Welcome back, Bryant Holt. He probably saw him in the A&M game a little bit, but he's back in the flesh here for Colorado and comes up with a big play to get us across midfield and another chunk play here for this Mustang offense. Under center, Clark rolls right. He's going to fire deep, this time to Drayton Anderson, who catches it, but is not able to get a foot inbounds. Is going to bring up 2nd and 10. Clark under center. Looks, fires to the right, has Drayton Anderson, who cuts up field, gets across the 35. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4th and 34 under center. Clark fires over the middle, and Trey Caraway comes up with the catch. Good-looking catch there. You can see the guard, Quincy Adams, is hurt. Again, not serious. I don't know if we'll see him back in this one, but he won't be out for a long time. We go 1st and 10 at the 29. We throw, and that one is knocked away. Almost a sack. We almost rolled into one there. I think Eric Clark, yeah, and here's the replay. He takes a shot. He takes a shot on that one. So, yeah, you'll see Quincy Adams. He will return. Just an upper arm bruise. Nothing major going on there. 2nd and 10. Shotgun Clark. Bunch set. Rolls right. Looking for Trey Caraway. He's got him. Touched. Oh, did he score? Did he score? They're going to say he's out at the 1-yard line. You can take a look at yourself here. I'm celebrating a touchdown. Touchdown. What happened? Like, they say he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Like, okay, we'll just go right back to him. Touchdown SMU. Touchdown Mustangs after kind of a weird, I don't know if that's a glitch. They just decided, yeah, we're going to call him out of bounds because the referees can make mistakes every once in a while. He scores eventually. They go to Jay Bryant, who coughs it up on his carry. It looked like he was trying to break a tackle and just dropped the football. Janari Dixon, the backup defensive end, comes up with the ball. Like Barksdale makes a tackle, but yeah, like Bryant just drops the ball. He has a stiff arm there and just doesn't take the ball with him. Bad time to make that mistake, and we're right back on the doorstep here at the 21-yard line. Clark surveys, looks, rolls right. He's going to fire off his back foot and fire out of bounds. Just that little bit of pressure there causes us the overthrow. 2nd and 10, we're going to fire short to Caraway, who cuts up and takes a shot, and I don't think he got anything on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Clark, shotgun, surveys, fires to the end zone. Trey Caraway, touchdown SMU Mustangs. He gets the matchup he wants. We get Caraway in a jump ball situation, and we'll take that all day. 6'6" with a crazy vertical. We'll take that. He's got position, and that is another touchdown. We are up 21-7 here at Folsom Field here in the first quarter after the turnover. They're going to hand the ball to Larson up the gut, makes 2 men miss, breaks a tackle, and he is still on his feet all the way across the 40-yard line. Good-looking run there by Larson. They're going to go double tight right. Larson again up the gut. He's across midfield and gets all the way down to our 40. So a couple of really nice gains there for Larson towards the end of the first quarter. Hines under center. He's going to fire to the right, this time to Larson, who gets across the 40. And that is going to bring us to the second quarter. 21-7 here, SMU at Folsom Field, and Colorado's got some work to do. 2nd and 9, under center, delayed handoff to Larson, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He's trying to break a 3rd one and gets all the way down to the 25. So Larson has proven to be a nuisance. They're going to pitch to Bryant, who fires, and that's Antavius Black. Interception, give me that. They once again went to the halfback pass. And again, I think that's the 2nd time in 3 weeks that we've picked that ball off when they tried to throw it over the middle. Bryant just overthrows his man, and Antavius Black runs that route for him. You can see him do so. Beautiful looking play, and another turnover for the Buffs inside the 10. We started our 8. We barely avoided safety. Clark rolls left. He's going to fire deep to Drayton Anderson, and that one is knocked away by the DB. Crazy looking play. This one's a little normal. We get Wilson in space across the 20, has the 25, and is out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's a fresh set of downs. Clark, shotgun, rolls right, fires deep to Drayton Anderson. He's not able to come up with it, but they decide that there was a little bit of contact, and that is pass interference on the DB and pass interference on CU. Dion's not happy. Dion does not like that call. I don't know if I disagree with him. He might be right. Fires to the right. Drayton Anderson has space. Gets right up to midfield, and that is going to bring up 2nd and short here. They do say we got across. Jakari Brown picks his way through and gets down to the 40-yard line. So we're starting to see that run game come up as well. They bring the safeties. Clark fires left. Trey Caraway catches that ball. They decide he was inbounds. They do not. 2nd and 10. We hand the ball off to Brown. Gets a little bit of yards. You can see he kind of picked through there. And the middle linebacker, Craig Cobbs out of Oklahoma, he was a big recruit. I believe he was the #1 middle linebacker recruit a few years ago. He's going to miss the rest of this one. He's banged up. So Clark looking, firing to Drayton Anderson, who just gets in front of the DB. Touchdown, SMU. Touchdown, Mustangs. This was a risky throw. The DB almost got there, but Drayton Anderson used his frame and just plucked that one before the DB could. We will take it. Touchdown SMU, 28-7 here in the second quarter. They're going to pitch to Bryant. Bryant's loose. 40 across midfield. 40, 30. Can Miller stop him? 10. And, he's out of bounds at the 2. They finally let Jay Bryant cook in the backfield. Look at this, man. He's tough, and once he gets into open space, the only guy that can catch him is Malik Miller. You can see he has to change his angle there, and he's got that sprinter speed and is able to just push him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. They fire over the middle. This one falls incomplete. Looks like it was deflected away. They're going to go right back to Larson. Larson gets the rest of it. Touchdown, CU, shoulder to shoulder. Touchdown, Buffs. They cut the lead in half, 28-14. We get the ball back. We're going to fire deep to Trey Caraway, and that one's going to bounce off his hands, incomplete. So we're halfway through the second quarter here. We get man coverage, and Freddie Wilson's not able to haul that in. Good coverage by the Colorado linebackers. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Could have a quick 3 and out here. Could make things interesting quickly. Isaac Jones drops another pass. This is a bugaboo. This is becoming a trend with Isaac Jones. They get the ball back on the 3 and out. They hand the ball off to Jay Bryant at the gut, who picks up a couple of yards there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7, double tight. Larson, nice juke, finds the hole and gets across midfield, so you can see Colorado's not going to go away here without a fight. Hines rolls right, fires left, and that one is nearly intercepted. He's 3 for 10. He's got some work to do to get those numbers up. That's not going to help. A little bit of miscommunication with the halfback, and they take a huge loss. So it's 3rd and 17. Shotgun 5 wide. He's going to fire over the middle. He's got the running back, Bryant, but you did see the referee throw the flag. That is in the vicinity of holding, and this one is coming back. So Dion, again, unhappy. It is 3rd and 27, 3rd and forever. Hines looks, surveys. Zach Mills is not going to let him have the time to complete a 27-yard pass. He is smoked. Good job by Zach Mills there. You're not getting that ball off, and they're going to have to punt the football back to us. So the defense does its job. Clark is going to see if he can get us some points here before half. He's going to go deep to Trey Caraway. He just overthrows him on the flag route. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at our own 40. Clark, shotgun left hash, surveys, fires right. He's got Drayton Anderson, who makes a nice snag and picks up a couple there, picks up about 7. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Clark navigating the offense under center. He's going to go deep down the field. Can he connect? He sure cannot. Another drop for Isaac Jones. And yeah, this is a problem. 4th and 3, we're going to go for it. We have the space. Sometimes it's easy to forget that Clark does have decent speed. He's got like borderline 80 speed, which is good enough here. He's got 78 speed. We're going to go shotgun here. Clark surveys, throws short to Isaac Jones. Not able to get much there. I think he may have gotten a yard after a false start. It is 2nd and 14. We're under a minute here in the first half. Clark rolls right, takes a snap, fires deep to Trey Caraway, and he connects with his man. 9 catches, 89 yards for Trey. That's another big one. That gets us inside the red zone. Clark throws left. Does he have Trey Caraway? He does. He's able to get a foot down, pick up a 6, 2nd and 4 down to the 6. Clark fires to the right. Drayton Anderson hauls that one in double coverage. Down to the 1. We're going to hand this ball off to Jakari Brown. That's going nowhere. We're going to call timeout. You can see our guy Bradley made that tackle. Under center, fires Trey Caraway. Touchdown, SMU. Touchdown, Mustangs. That big 2-1 coming up with another big-time play here. And this one is right on the doorstep of halftime. An absolute backbreaker for the Buffs. And just like that, it is 35-14 SMU here at the home of the Buffaloes here at Folsom Field. And we're going to get the ball. Start the second half, so let's see if we can add on to it. We're going to start off with a handoff to Jakari Brown. He's able to pick his way through, takes a shot, but does pick up a few yards there. See a great hit by the linebacker. He does pick up a few, so it's 2nd and 6 under center. Clark looks, surveys, throws left, and he's got Trey Caraway. Big-time play by Trey. You can see the corner comes up a bit lame here. I do not believe we'll see him back in this game. Clark under center. Good blitz. Rolls directly into it. They get the corner blitz, and it works to perfection. Loss of 10. 2nd and 20. Clark shotgun. He's going to step up, find Trey Caraway, who can't make the play, and Hunter Strong comes up lame as well. So we got a couple injuries on this drive. Hunter Strong not going to miss a lot of time either. It is 3rd and long. We're going to go deep to Trey Caraway, who catches it but cannot get a foot in bounds. And we go 3 and out to start this half. Colorado goes to work. Hines fires over the middle, and he's got Woods. Nice game there, and that's going to keep him on schedule. 2nd and 4. They're going to hand off to Larson out of the double tight right. Breaks a tackle, spins upfield, fighting for every inch, and he gets a couple of yards there. 3rd and inches. They're going to go heavy set. They're going to go to Jay Bryant. He gets a little bit east-west instead of north-south, and he's not able to pick up that first down, so it will look pretty academic. He basically got a little bit sideways, and Barksdale cleaned him up. So Jay Bryant, the impact back, is not able to come up with the goods there, and Colorado is going to have to punt this football away and 3 and out of their own. Clark takes a snap, rolls right, fires deep to Drayton Anderson, who brings it in. Big time play by Drayton Anderson. I thought he overthrew him, but Drayton Anderson, he's big and strong and fast and can leap as well. Another big-time play for Drayton Anderson, the number 2 in this offensive passing attack, gets us all the way down to the Colorado 32. Clark takes a snap, fires left. He goes back to Drayton Anderson, picks up a nice gain. He's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Shotgun. Clark takes the snap. It's high. He's going to fire deep to the end zone to Anderson, but he overthrows him. He's going to bring up 3rd and 6 here at the 28. We find man coverage. We find Freddie Wilson has 20, has 15, and dives down. Wanted nothing to do with that impact. Impact linebacker, like, we're out of here. We're good. Fires short to Anderson on the right side. He gets across the 10, down to the 7. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 under center. Clark looks, surveys, fires to the end zone. Trey Caraway, touchdown SMU Mustangs. Trey Caraway enjoying the altitude here in Boulder, Colorado. You can see he gets a little bit of man coverage. It's not the number 1 DB, and he just leaps, man. He's just a big dude, and he can leap, and he's going to catch this one and look right into the crowd, baby. That's the student section. I hope they're having a sad day. 42-14. SMU in control here, or so it seems. Larson is loose. 20-10. No. Touchdown, Colorado. Show it to him. Larson, one play. We had been containing him so well, and then it just fell apart. Black couldn't bring him in either. So Colorado not going away. They get a big-time play there, 42-21, and we said, hey, one-play drives, we know all about those. That's Trey Caraway. 15-10-5. Touchdown, Trey Caraway. This kid's making a Heisman push. 80-yard touchdown. So after Colorado gets a distant shove to get it back to a 3-score game, we say that's adorable. And we're going to go to our main man, Trey Caraway, who beats the DB. It's just too much speed, too much athleticism. Is having an absolutely huge third quarter here. And just like that, it is 49-21 SMU in the third quarter. This is another year where we have done whatever we have wanted to the Colorado defense. We put up 69 last year. We have 49 right now, and there's still plenty of time to get more. They throw the ball deep to Raheem Scott. Raheem Scott does not play for Colorado. Interception by the middle linebacker. Another big-time play, so it's coming in fast and furious right now. We got big-time touchdowns. We got turnovers, and we'll see what we can do here. Do we try to slow this thing down, or to say, hey, let's go get some more points? Hey, there's that guy again. It's Trey Caraway. Another big-time catch, and he's inside the 10 again, setting up goal to go. Trey Caraway is having an absolutely monster third quarter. This is incredible stuff. Under center, Clark fires to Anderson, and he gets down to the 5-yard line. So 2nd and goal, we hand this ball to Jakari Brown, picks his way through, and is drugged down from behind, but not before he gets down to the 1-yard line. We're going to hand this ball off to Brown again, and he's able to squeak his way across the goal line. Touchdown, SMU Mustangs. Let them know. Another touchdown for SMU. We're at 56 here in the third quarter. They're going to fire this one, and that one's going to fall incomplete. We had Raheem Scott on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Hines under center. Surveys, looks, fires, intercepted by Raheem Scott again. Colorado's 5th turnover of the day. They are self-destructing. Coach Prime cannot be happy with how this is going here. That's the 5th turnover for Colorado. A lot of unforced errors here. Some of them have been really, really difficult turnovers. Some of them haven't. Some of them just haven't. This one probably should have been a turnover for us. We try to fire to Bryant Holt. That's not going to happen. We get man coverage. Clark fires to the right. Wilson has 20, 10, 5. Touchdown SMU. It is 63-21 in the third quarter. We have done whatever we have wanted offensively. And again, we have not looked this good against worse teams. Colorado's a good team. They're incredibly talented, and we are doing whatever we want here in Folsom Field. This is pretty incredible. They're going to hand off here to Larson, finds some space here, takes a shot from Antavius Black. You can see the numbers look good. 12 carries, 163 yards. Did have a big-time run in there, kind of inflating the numbers. But, yeah, it's 63-21. We're up by 6 touchdowns. This is rough. They're going to pitch left to Bryant. Bryant's not able to pick up much there. That is going to bring up 3rd and 6. You're going to shotgun to Hines. Hines is going to fire to the right, and that one is going to deflect away, incomplete. And we're going to run this clock out, and that's going to do it. 63-21. Incredible performance here by SMU. We have looked better in the games that count, and have looked a little bit bored in the games that don't. Really good performance. We're going to have a couple of games after this where, again, Baylor on the road, not a big test, and then Kansas at home before we welcome Nebraska to Dallas, Texas. So we got a couple of games here. We've gotten through a little bit of a slog here with Texas A&M and Colorado, but we're 3-0 in conference. We have a big Big 12 North divisional win, which gives us a tiebreaker over Colorado, and you can just see the dominance. Like, they ran for 249, and it barely mattered because they went 4 for 17 throwing the football. We had 8 touchdown passes. They had 4 completions on the day. So really dominant performance here. That moves us to 7-0. There's 5 games left here in the regular season. You can see Hines had a miserable day. Clark, 30 for 45, 466, 8 touchdowns. Massive day for the junior. Everybody got involved. Trey Caraway, man, 6 touchdowns. That is a school record. We had a lot of guys that were tied at 5. Caraway says, okay, it's my turn. 15 catches, 230 yards, and 6 touchdowns. One of the craziest days in school history receiving the football. We've had bigger yardage marks, but not bigger touchdown marks. So we've got another game with Baylor next week. Again, the freezing issues, I hope they're behind us now that we've kind of gotten where we're going. We're 7-0. We welcome Baylor next week, and I hope I see you there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.